Welcome to the Chicago 2018 Grand Slam, the last stop in the 2018 SRA Tour Series. We're joining now in the losers quarterfinals, down to 6 teams at this point. It's Chico Spikes, the former 2-time national champion, versus Origin Vengeance, the former round of 32 exiter at Nationals 2016. Dylan Fogarty and Chris Hornacek got a good morning result. I think they went 5-0 in Swiss play, got the 1 seed, ran into Chiswick Showalter in the winter semis. Chiswick Showalter had a rough day. I think they took the 13 seed after going 2-3.
Yeah.
Beat Joey and Joey, beat Telestai, and then beat Origin Vengeance. And so we're just about ready to get going here. Looking for Chris, and then we'll get underway. I'm Ezra Dantitz. I'm here with Logan Cornelius, the loudmouth from down south. Had a rough day on the playing field, but he's here to make it up in the commentary booth. Logan, how are you doing?
Today, I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be here. Beautiful day. Some roundup being played, and excited to watch this match. Just starting over right now, you know. Just hitting that reset button.
New day, new life, new you.
You know, they say, if you can't play, jump into the commentator's
Yeah, you got to
booth,
get a BNA, a brand new attitude.
Exactly. And so there's actually, this is a replay a bit of a match a few years ago in 2016 when Origin Vengeance's first year on the scene. There became a lot of hype between these two teams, Chico and Origin Vengeance, until they finally met at Camp Birchill tournament. And
I mean, they met before that, but
they met before that. Oh, they met at the beginning of the year, and it was a close
played
game.
In Denver, they went 3.
But there was no hype around that game.
Yeah.
And they truly, I think they truly met. That was the first game of the season. I don't count that. They truly met at Birchill, and that's when there was a lot of hype, and Chico just put that to.
Yeah, so famously that season, Vengeance won the Santa Monica Grand Slam in the West and the Atlanta Grand Slam at the West without having to match up with Chico Spikes, who got taken out by other teams at both of those tournaments. When they finally did meet in Birch Hill, it was a slopping for Chico. Yep. They just took care of business.
Who do you got today, Ezra?
Yeah, Origin Vengeance in the purple. I'll take them on the jersey game, but I'm going to stick with my guys, Chico Spikes. I think that they're here to prove that they still got it. They did a little bit by taking out Origin Worldwide in the last round. If they can figure out the serve return, I think they've got a good chance to stay in this game. And just as I say that, Dylan Fogarty with a wide cut serve that Sean Boyer cannot even touch.
Yeah, I think that serve was incredible, and I think that's one thing that Chico, being out of the game for so long, at least Sean, serve returns and serving are a much bigger deal now. Serves have increased, and players are a lot better servers, and that's something I think Boyer just hasn't experienced. But I'm just looking to take Chico in this game. I think Vengeance is on a downslope right now, and Chico's one of those teams that plays for the spotlight, and they want to prove something to Vengeance that they're still the better team even 2 years later.
Yeah, talk about Sean. Still doing that same serve, but missing it here. One thing to maybe keep in mind is Skylar Bowles played with Peter John Showalter at the Dallas Tour Stop back in May, matched up with Origin Vengeance in the finals there, and he was able to get the dub. So he's seen Vengeance even as recently as this year. He knows how they play. I think he likes to opt for the double body defense, at least on Hornacek.
Absolutely.
Make him drop, because Chris is known for hitting it high and hard.
Yep.
Cut that off at the net, go for some body ups, and just get in their head a little bit early on.
And Hornacek is a great player. He's got a lot of power. He can make great contact with the ball, but he's not a very dynamic player. That's something that Fogarty does really well. He's pretty dynamic. Models his game off a lot after Tyler Chiswick. But Chris Hornacek, power hitter, not super dynamic, and doesn't necessarily have the speed to get to a lot of things.
Yeah. One thing we've seen, he's moving a lot better on sand this year than he has in previous years. So maybe that helps, especially against Chico, who's known for hitting it high and far rather than trying to place their hits like some of the other top teams do. Big serve, but good receive from Skylar. Set across the net, pushes it just past Dylan. So you saw Vengeance both took off. Skylar usually one to just drop it when he can. That was a great opportunity for it, but he's hitting it hard. You know he's going all out then if he's hitting hard when he probably doesn't need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing about Skylar Bowles is he will maybe hit the ball hard 2 to 3 times in a game. He's very much as a cheeky player, likes to place the ball where the defense isn't in a sneaky type of way. And Sean Boyer will hit it hard more often than Skylar, but he's more often looking to place the ball.
Yep. Same old serve on from Sean. Chris gets it right over the net, and Dylan's able to hit that on 2. So easy 1-2 put away there for Vengeance. Now they go back to Chris for the serve.
And a reminder that this is the losers bracket, so these games will be to 15 rather than to 21.
Yeah. Loser is out. Winner will go on and await some other matches, but Schweppes is one good team on the other side of the losers bracket waiting. Another one would be Spikers Anonymous, who just took out to Telestai.
Yeah,
So
just had to
misses the hit
point
from
that out.
Boyer. So 2 things that we saw from Sean so far is a missed hit was pretty much right over the net and a missed serve. known back in the day as Sean Never Miss Boyer, that might not be the case anymore. A little bit too much time away from the sport, a little bit rusty, and not making plays that he should.
I'm gonna start calling him Sean
Ooh.
Never Hit Boyer.
Yeah, great up there from Sky, getting in front of that hit just in time with his hand, but that up stays horizontal, no chance for Sean to dive and make a play on it.
And that's one thing you've seen from Chico Spikes today is they're still having some success with their double body defense where either Sean or Skylar be the first one down, get body on the first hit, and just have quick enough reaction to get the ball up and put it away for a defensive touch.
Yeah, pocket on the serve there from Fogarty. I think fault call maybe also on the toss? Either way, we'll go second serve now to Sean Boyer. Ooh, misses the net. Misses everything there. And so Sean now a chance to serve.
And Fogarty's serve can kick real hard to the left when he's hitting it. But at the same time, he can
Yeah, so a toss fault there called on Sean's serve. A little bit new feeling to have these observers.
Yeah.
I think all these players are still getting used to it. Probably played their first few rounds without any. So now they got to watch their footing and watch their tosses even more so.
And you'll
Good
see
serve from Sean.
Oh,
Aces
that's an
Fogarty,
ace.
who just can't get it up high enough for Chris to make a set. And that's what you need, is that free point almost from Sean. He's putting that on with a lot of power right at you, just trying to choke you, get you right in the center of your body, make it hard for you to make a good up.
And he doesn't necessarily have a serve to call home about, but it's consistent enough to where put it on, keep putting in that same place, you're bound to get an ace every once in a while.
It's not so bad he's calling home to cry about how bad his serve is.
Exactly.
Ooh, a rip there from Chris, pulling it just past the outreach arm of Sean Boyer. So here we go, Chris coming back with that over-the-top serve. We'll do a line check quick with Jack Scotty, head of SRA, going to make sure that these serving markers are actually 6 feet away from the net.
And I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but if you can, there's actually red things sticking up out of the ground. It's actually
whiskers.
Yeah, taken from like in skiing when they go around them, like in the Olympics. Stuck in the sand just so you can mark the 6 feet.
The idea being every serve you need to be outside 6 feet, both your body and also where the ball is when you contact it. So we mark that usually with a line. On sand it's a little bit tougher because you can't just put paint down on the field. So we've got these markers on the field that let the players and the observer know how far the players need to be when they're hitting the ball. Good up from Sean. Great set from Skylar, and you see that cheeky drop from Chico. To their discredit, that was not even a good drop. It was just Vengeance both took off, so nothing that Sean really needed to do other than just open up and put that down.
Chris Hornacek was way far out deep, and Sean really didn't have to do much there to put it away. Just get his hand under it, really.
Yeah. Flango from Skylar. Dylan with a good up.
Ooh, looks like there was a touch in the net.
Yeah, his foot might not have been on the net. It might have just been some sand pushing it, but definitely close to be worth of a call. One thing that, again, we'll mention, by the rules, if you make contact with the net at all, it's the other team's point. One thing that's tricky is you usually just do that by noticing if the net moves at all during a point, because the only way it's going to move is if somebody touches it or if there's a bad pocket. But if it's before the ball hits the net, you know that somebody touched it. Sand changes that up a little bit, because you can kick the sand next to the net, and the net will move a little bit, but it's technically legal because you didn't touch the net at all.
And that right there, that's a hit Skylar's known for, is when he sees the defense in a position to where they can't maybe get to the ball, he'll just put an easy onto or it goes over them, a high shot, and then Chris was out of place there and couldn't get to it.
The other thing you see there is that's on sand. It's hard for Chris to backpedal and get to that ball in time to make a play on it. Pocket from Sean. Chris will play.
Nice
Sean
body.
gets a great body up. Skylar jumping over the net.
Oh!
Ooh, just can't get there in time. Forces it to Sean's left and not able to get that on the net. And they called hinder, but probably the right choice to play through that when you get such a good up.
You have the option for a break. You don't want to call hinder and ruin that opportunity.
Yeah.
Good body, though.
Making sure we have the serving order right now. It should be Chris's serve. Ball on. It's the Moxie versus Ogres Heroes in the background. That's the winners finals on the women's side. Again, a good showing from the women's field today.
Absolutely.
Moxie took out Cougs and is now playing Ogres Heroes in the winners final. Fault called from the observer. Not sure if it was a toss or a foot fault. Based on where Chris's feet are, probably a toss.
Probably a toss.
Either that or the back foot.
I don't think I've ever seen Chris have a actual foot fall just because he stands so
his
far
back
back.
foot often comes up early, so that's where the foot fall would be.
That's
He's not
fair.
stepping on the line so much as picking up his back foot. Helicopter overhead, important people nearby.
Hopefully.
Nah, somebody nearby.
I miss serve by Skylar
on the legs,
Bowles.
and I hate it.
Yeah, they're biting us down there. I haven't been itching.
Yeah, it was me, but so Dylan serving now. Don't know the score. Vengeance probably up 1 or 2.
It is 10-all.
10-all. Tin-tin, as Logan likes to say.
That's right.
So Chico very much still in this. They're going to need 2 breaks to take it, but if they can get some defensive touches well within reach.
And mentally, they know just how to hang in there.
Oh, Sean reaching for that
They're
one.
playing with that,
They'll
showing
play
some
it.
respect for.
Oh, great up
Oh.
from Sean, just behind Skylar, who's not able to get a great set on it. Some
Looks like they're
discussion
calling.
here. I don't know what the call is. They call hinder because Chris was in the way of the set.
Oh.
I didn't see it myself, but no disagreement from Origin.
That was an incredible hand by Sean
Great
Boyer.
up by Sean Boyer. If anyone's wondering, he might not have the serve, he might not have the serve receive, but he's definitely got the defensive reflexes
And
that
that's
you need to stay in
and
this
that's
game.
something that can make up for not having a serve receive.
Yeah. So another good set. Chris able to poke that, or pull that rather, just past Sean.
And if you watch Sean Boyer on defense, he's not necessarily going straight down to his knees and giving himself up. What he's doing is he's about a foot off the net, sliding over and then swiping that hand up last minute, hoping to catch a piece of the ball and just send it upwards so that Skylar Bowles can make a play on it.
Yeah, right next to this one is 717 versus Chiswick Showalter in the winners finals. Easy break just now for Tyler Chiswick with a defensive up. Ooh. Some question now about.
I think they're trying to figure out serving order again. Good set by Skylar
Great
Bowles and
drop
a
by
nice,
Sean.
nice little drop. He put some
Yeah.
spin on that and rolls it.
So
Right
we said he's
down.
still got the defensive instinct. He's still got the offensive reads to see where the defense is and where he needs to put it to get the kill. Great drop. Ooh, fakes the drop from Skylar. Dylan bites, but he's still able to get the good up and put that ball away. A great low push.
It is somewhat of an interesting note because you can kind of think of Sean Boyer as a little bit of a capsule from the sport in 2016. It's like what's advanced so far is serving and serve returns. So like, let's see if he can compete. If 2016 around that can compete with some of the top teams in.
Well, the other thing you notice is that hitting is obviously improved. His defense back then, he was getting a ton of ups. Now he has to work a lot harder to get those same ups and not get as many of them because hits are just, one, so clean, so low, so hard, and two, people have so many more angles that they're able to work with.
And just setting in general has gotten better, so they have more control and more options when they are hitting.
Yeah, so another fault called by the observer here. 12-12 second serve. Pause a second as the ball rolls on from that women's match. Good serve. Chris easy up. He'll hammer that home. Lips up. It doesn't matter. No play for Sean there.
And that's a shot right there where body D is really one of your only options because it's going to be real tough to run that down because Chris Hornacek sends it so far.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in place to get that, there's probably going to be more than enough room to drop it and leave the room open by the net. So
Chris serving now to Sean. If you can catch him with one of those near net serves, maybe he gets the ace.
all right, fault there. Lipped up. Second serve, Chris Hornacek. Good serve. Oh, edgy. It looked like Dylan could have got there, but I think the decision just froze him.
Yeah,
and
Dylan
Skylar
caught
got
on
away
his
with
heels. Skylar gets lucky with that bad drop hit. Maybe he noticed Dylan was snoozing, but either way, easy ball to dig if Dylan's paying attention. 13. Remember, game is to 15. We're getting near the end. Good up from Dylan. Goes for the push.
Oh.
Skylar dropping down to his knees, throwing his arms up. Still not enough. Dylan gets that past him.
And
You got to think if you're Chico, the guy to break is Chris, just because his hits are a little bit one-dimensional, a little bit easier to spot. The problem being that they're so hard that you need to get in front of them real well
Good
to get
drop,
a good touch.
Not a great set.
Wow, great play. Skylar
Almost
gets the
flipped it
drop
away.
just barely. Good set from Sean.
Wow.
Gets the hit just past him and then also dives over the net to avoid hitting the net, which would, again, be a point for the other team.
To be fair, that wasn't even that great of a set. It was a little bit off the net, but Bowles was still able to dive and make that work.
I think what actually helped was the set was low, forcing Skylar to hit it right away
Yeah.
before Vengeance had a chance to get in position
And
defensively.
sometimes not the perfect set is even better because it forces the hitter to go into a position to hit the ball in a way that the defense isn't even ready for.
Yeah. 14 all.
Sean Boyer here.
Great play from that women's final in the background.
Got the near net.
Ooh, goes for the
good
invert.
Body.
Skylar's in front of it, but not able to get it up. It just goes off to the side.
Chico's getting a lot of those defensive first touches. The ball's just not deflecting their way yet, but enough times and they should be good and get something they need.
Yeah, had a few.
15-14, Vengeance up.
That's rim.
Rim. Right there.
Some hesitation,
Bowles
but it should be rim.
with the
Yeah.
serve now.
15-15. So we are into extras. Any 2-point lead will take this game.
Skylar with the serve and spin
Top
on it.
spin. Oh, goes for the drop. Just catches that rim. If that is 2 more inches in, it might be the drop they need to get the break.
A little bit short.
There you go. Dylan, the stronger server on the team. Gonna go for that wide cut serve.
Oh, it's rim.
He said his rim on the right side of that. Moxie took game 1 off of Ogre's Heroes.
That's good to hear. I know we're both happy to hear that one.
Yeah, I just won. Well, I can't talk about that.
16 all. Chico spikes with the serve. Sean Boyer, I think it would only be justice for him to get an ace with a serve here late.
Good low serve, but Chris has no problem with it.
Oh.
You saw he was swinging from his shoulder on that one. Loaded his hand way high. Sean got a touch on it, but again, nothing meaningful.
And that's something you want as well. So Sean is challenging him a little bit with his serve. And on there, Chris has got the hit. And it's not perfect, and so it allows him.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow. Chris in a great spot for the hand block on Sean, but dens it a little bit too much as it doubles on the net. So Chico stays alive. 17s now. You're still in game 1. This guy going for the flango.
Challenging him on the serve is going
to
give them better position to body it as well, because they know where it's going to go. And even though Chris Hornacek can hit it hard, they know a better position where it's going to go.
Yeah, Skyler looks like he's in pain. He went down for a little while after that dive earlier to stay alive at 14-13.
And he had mentioned that he was feeling some cramping.
Yeah, I say excuses, excuses, excuses.
I don't disagree.
Fun.
I don't disagree.
Don't make excuses for everyone.
But we'll see. The old man isn't who he used to be.
No, he used to be this bad at injuries too, I thought.
That's fair.
It got a little bit worse.
Though,
yeah. Oh, that's a tumble.
That'll be an injury timeout.
For Chico. Can't tell if he's cramping or what, but he does not look like he's having a good time.
He kind of looked like someone just caught him and put him on the dock. Kind of what that looked like to me.
So again, the injury timeout is 3 minutes. If he can't recover after that, they do have a 1-minute injury timeout they can use. And then additionally a 1-minute standard timeout, so he could stall for up to 5 minutes before they are forced to forfeit this game. But Skyler looks rough. He usually has moments like this in tournaments where he'll go down and look bad, but he'll come back up. So let's see if he can do that here.
And often, that's how it is at the sport in general. Players will go down for cramping and such that when they go to a tournament, especially on sand, because your body's using more energy. But they usually come back and play, and they're good to go the rest of the game. They're generally not out for good. Yeah. So I wouldn't. I mean, Bulls will be back, and I don't think it'll affect play much.
I'm not a nutritionist, but I think water's good. He might need a little bit, like protein or something in him. Is that how it works?
Maybe bananas.
Bananas.
I hear
potassium.
Pickle juice.
Yeah.
That's what we used to drink back in the day.
I've heard of pickle juice. Yeah, back in the day, I didn't play sports, so I have no experience of what to say.
I don't need pickle juice these days. I don't go far enough to need that. So.
Amen to that, brother. Although last week, you may recall that I got 4th place in Boston.
I do recall that.
Yeah,
well done.
It's a good result. I played with a different Dan. That was the key.
Oh. Was his serve as good as this Dan's?
It was, honestly, this Dan, some of the serves were better.
Yeah.
But last week, Dan had some good serves and did everything else really well, too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Skyler's back up on his feet, still walking it off a little bit, but looks like he's okay.
He's got that.
Ooh, Ogre's Heroes and Moxie looking for an observer. That's what you love to see after you drop a game. Look at an observer. Happened to us today. We won game 1. We got an observer, and then lost games 2 and 3. Hard to blame the observer though, because it was my brother.
That's true. But I mean, maybe that's easier to blame him.
I keep saying there was really only one call he for sure blew, and it was to our disadvantage. So
you never know. Sounds like you should have treated him a little bit nicer years ago.
No response.
Well, it looks like we don't have a timer on this injury timeout, but
probably coming up close
my internal
3-minute max.
My internal timer says that it's getting close.
Yeah, Ben's got the timer going on the phone. You can see him walking around like a dud out there.
And we will restate, Skyler Bowles is an infamous injury-prone player.
He loves getting injured more than he loves playing.
That's true.
Gives him an excuse for when he loses.
Yep.
It looks like we're about to restart here. 18-17, game point for Origin Vengeance. Remember, this game is to 15. There's no cap, so we could go on forever until one team gets a 2-point lead.
The beginning of this game, Dylan was serving really well, and as it progressed, his serving kind of dropped off. I'll be interested to see if it kind of picks up again after getting that break and mentally starting over a little bit.
Then center him. All right, so 18-17, Fogarty to serve to Bulls. He's still coughing out there.
Oh, there you go. He's ready. He's good to go. 18-17.
Ooh, big serve. Good up. Good set. Oh, pulls it, but not enough. Chris is there. Ooh, rough set just off.
Oh.
And Chris not able to get that on. A good dig, a pretty good set. Definitely Chris had a chance to put that on the net, but not able to.
And Hornacek
So Chico stays alive.
Hornacek's missed quite a bit of those today. He's swinging, he's winding up so much, and then when he gets there, he's just not coming down quick enough, and he's missing the net.
Yeah. So Shove Boyer now serving 18s. Ooh, good low serve. Chris gets that up easily and hammers that home. Again, you see Chris is pulling that so far. If Sean wants to do the body defense, or really any sort of defense, he needs to rotate around very fast to get there in time so that he can actually cut that off. One thing in the way, obviously, is that Dylan's setting it there. So he needs to either bump out around Dylan and get in that position early, or cut through Dylan at the last second to get in front of it. The other choice would be Skylar cuts under Chris to get in that position. They haven't really opted for that at all today. They've been doing the natural rotate to your right.
Fault on the first serve. Now Hornacek is coming up, serving.
I think that was Harding yelling in the background. Hat yell from the advanced division. I'd say rim, but they'll play it.
Wow.
Great on from Sean, but Dylan's there. Just got to put it away. Oh! And he does. It looked like he dropped it. Sean thought it was going to maybe clip the net, so he got out of the way of it. Either way, it gets off the net. The only other thing it could have been was a hitter on
Vengeance
Sean.
takes game one.
So that's game one, yeah, for Vengeance 2018. A weird play. Rim? Rim on the serve? Was that a rim on the serve? Right.
Oh, all right. From the observer.
Yeah, straight from
clean.
Ben's mouth. So game one for Origin Vengeance. Game one for Origin Vengeance. They win 2018. Go to game two. I think one thing that we saw that was key was the serve receive from Chico was generally pretty good. Key for them staying in this game. That last serve was an exception. Just kind of misplayed that one. Sean had a great on to stay alive, but not good enough to get it past the defense. The other thing is they're not really generating any defensive touches anymore. They had a few early body ups, but not any good ones. Yeah, Chico. Yeah. And since they don't have the serves, they're going to need to figure out something fast to get those defensive touches.
Neither of them really have an ace serve. They're going to challenge them. They're going to challenge the opposing team with their serves. But nothing's really going to get they're not going to ace anyone for the most part.
Yeah, one thing I think is important here coming into this game too is Chico needs to get an early lead. I think they need to show that they're the better team early if they want to win. Get a few breaks, really take control, and then from there keep building on that success as they go through games 2 and 3. If they kind of just hang around trading holds early in the game, I think that's to Origin Vengeance's advantage.
And mentality is definitely a factor for Chico. They have a strong mentality, and if they're in it, they can generally use that to their advantage.
So I think we're just about ready to get game 2 underway. We'll clear the scoreboard. We got all 4 players back in frame, and we're about ready to go.
0-0. And looks like Chico is starting this off, and Fogarty will receive the serve.
So Bullets to serve. He's having trouble standing. I think he's cramping pretty bad on the right leg.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for Skylar. Goes the flango.
Pretty easy serve.
Easy up. Chris opts to take that
2.
on 2. Sean gets in the way of it, but just goes straight down into the ground. Especially now with Dylan, who serves that cut serve that goes a little bit to the server's right. See if Skylar can rotate well, step in front of that, and still receive that. And so you see that serve marker came up. That's what Dylan's holding in his hand. They're going to try to place it down again. Using Dylan as a measure for 6 feet.
Not sure
Maybe
how
push that a
accurate
little
that
bit
is.
further into the ground this time. It's really not in there at all. It's going to keep coming up. But they'll leave that there. Dylan serving to Skylar. Skylar, he's got some pain showing on his face. Let's see how he returns the serve. Oh, good up. Sean with the set. And Skylar diving over. Can't be doing that when you're in that much pain. Just not sustainable.
Yeah, he is. If you look at his face, he's struggling right now.
Yeah.
That leg, and I think that's going to become a factor. And I'll be shocked if he plays through that and plays well enough to win this game.
Yeah, 2 things he saw there. One, he was a little bit slow getting from the receive position up to the net, which forces him to jump over the net. The other thing being Sean's set pushes him a little bit over the net. So we're going to take a break here and try to replant these 6-foot markers because they're coming up. I think the easy solution is to dig them a little bit deeper. I don't know what we're doing, putting them just like 1 inch deep into the
Makes
sand.
sense to me, Ezra.
And looking for Jack Scotty with a tape measure. He's going to come over. They've got his attention.
Make some adjustments. He's going back to get the measure. All right, so pause while we reestablish the serving lines.
I don't know if this pause is good or bad for Skylar. He's clearly in pain, but I don't know that it's going to get any better. So it might be best chance just to run through these next 2 games.
You might just want it to be over.
It looks like Chiswick Showalter and 7-7 finished. I would guess like 7-7 lost, but sometimes you never know.
That would be a pretty good guess.
see some of the play from the advanced division. Tilted Tweeners, which is Zach Vance and David Gonzalez, are in the quarterfinals facing off with Please Dink Responsibly, Harding Brumby, and Nick Rankin. A lot of good teams out in the advanced division today. Almost 2 good teams.
I would agree with that, Ezra.
Yeah. Trying to look around here. I think Ogres, Heroes, and Moxie paused after game 1.
It's what it's looking like. I don't see them anywhere.
I know they were looking for an observer. They might be waiting until they can find one, but it's a weird time to pause in the middle of a series.
But they are at the winners finals, and the rest of the tournament's got to catch up anyways.
Yeah,
So.
Twins and Winging It are playing on the side. That's probably loser gets T5. And then Cougs and Diamante are also playing. Probably similarly, loser will get T5. I think those are the final 6 team in the women's side. Trying to see what's going on the men's side. Subpar is hanging. I'm not sure if they're playing anyone right now. I don't see any other matches going on in the Premier Division.
Yeah, it seems
it might
like
just be at like a breaking point for everyone.
probably just finished up. No, it looks like Subpar is just hitting around, getting some practice in.
So we're just about ready to go here. Jack Scotty walking away with a tape measure. So we've got 1-1. Sean Boyer now serving to Chris Hornacek.
All right.
Like I said, Chico got to get some early breaks if they want to show that they're in this game to win it. Ooh, Sean turning the hat around. Backwards hat guy is what he's known for. Ooh, good serve. Catches Chris. Good set from Dylan. Chris goes backhand. Great body up from Sean.
Great set.
Great set from Skylar. Sean runs it. Sorry, Chris runs it down. Another good set.
Rim.
And rim from Chris.
That was...
So a great play that you may not have seen, but a great set from Skylar. Good on from Sean. Chris with a rundown. A good set from Dylan to get him back over the net, but just not able to put it on. And so now it should be 2-1. They're a little bit out of position, but they'll fix that now. But again, Skylar diving on that play. And you know, every dive he takes, there's only so much energy or so much pain he can take. So
great diving set, and that break is worth it.
And but at what cost? Pocket from Sean on the serve. Dylan up to play. Ooh, another great up from Sean, but the set's not quite there. Doesn't matter. Dylan's sleeping, and Sean with the easy drop. So just like I said, 2 quick breaks at the beginning of the match or rather the game for Chico Spikes, off some great touches by Sean Boyer.
That's a fantastic hand. That's 2 fantastic defensive plays in a row by Boyer.
Yeah, that's round net. Missed serve, but that's okay. They got what they came for. They have the lead, and they'll turn it over to Chris Hornacek now to serve.
And going back to that long play, that was a great touch by Origin Vintage's Chris Hornacek, and he got it, and Dylan gave him the perfect set, and he just hasn't been able to finish. Again, hits rim.
Ooh, skying that ball over Fogarty. Again, you see what Chico lacks in the maybe new age strong hitting and angles, they make up for in craftiness and offensive reads. He sees that Dylan's maybe 7 feet away, and Sean knows he can go over him, so he does just that and skies that.
And that really is a trademark Chico play.
Oh, a great up from Skylar. He sees
up.
Dylan pushing and just lifts that left forearm in time to get a good up. Sean a little bit too close and not able to find it to make the set back to net. But still, advantage Chico. 3-4 Origin Vengeance to serve.
Discussion on something.
Skylar trying to call something on Dylan tossing the ball around in his hand after calling it. Dylan taking a strong grip on the ball after that. And a great serve. Good touch by Skylar, and the set's a little bit off.
Not a great set.
Letting Dylan get the up. Oh! I call that a carry.
Wow.
Chris called a double on Sean. Sean had the touch, so I don't know if he's calling like a not clean first touch. Chris, in classic Chris fashion, makes the call and walks away. Not quite sure what's going on, but observer says clean.
Yeah.
The only thing I might have seen was Skylar's set being a little carry because he was diving over the net and trying to get under.
I think they might have called a. Well, no, they called it on Sean.
Yeah, but Sean had the first touch there, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Double call. It looked
there.
like one motion to me.
It sounded like he called double touch on the second touch.
Yeah, but that I wouldn't have been opposed to a carry call there.
Which maybe they're saying a double touch within the hand.
Yeah. 4-5 off the miss serve, so Chico's still up 2 breaks, but they're gonna have to do something if they want to keep it. Ooh, rim there. Oh, it's on! It's good.
Call that one clean, but give Chico the point.
Yeah.
Skylar Bowles with the serve.
We've seen a lot of, I don't want to say gentleman serves, but not a lot of pressure coming from the serve from Skylar. Getting that angle, but not much power on it. instead of opting to get that body defense and set it up. There's something to be said for the slower serve there. It gives you a little bit more time to move and get in position on defense.
And it's a little bit of a mental game, too. These players, especially Origin Vengeance, are used to receiving hard serves. Come at them like that, it's just a different mentality, and oftentimes you can make some mistakes there and not put the ball perfectly where
I'd say there's definitely value in the changeup, changing the pace of the serve. I don't know if there's value in just serving slow.
Yes. Well, they are. I mean, to be fair, Skylar is putting some spin on the ball, and there is some changeup in that. So all the serves are a little bit different.
Ooh, Chris hammering that one home. You saw Chico thought they were in a good position there setting up, but Chris is able to get that through him, not even getting a touch. And so still the 2-break advantage for Chico, but they're not going to be content with that. Got to keep going.
They want some comfort. Get a little space between them and Vengeance and try to finish it out.
Pocket on the serve from Hornacek. We'll go second serve when this ball comes in from the fans. Oh, nice scoreboard turned away from us. It's kind of funny.
Hornacek with the serve.
Ooh,
good return.
A little bit of angle to the left hand. Ooh,
it's right
Sean seeing Chris, instead of opting for the pull where Chris's hand was, just dinks it into his body. Smart offensive play there. Ooh.
So he puts that spin on it, and it's not really challenging Dylan, but it's at least...
One thing you do notice, he's changing up the spin. He went with the kind of top spin on the previous one. That one he spins outside the other way. I don't know how much that changes when he hits it off his hand, if he's still coming over the top of it, but maybe the spin changing up a little bit will catch Dylan off guard, lead to a bad touch on that serve return.
It's one of those things that once it makes
7-8, Vengeance serving. See if Dylan can get that cut going to work for him.
Fogarty puts it on, and he misses.
Yeah, it might have cut, but we'll never know because it was a lobster trap.
Lobster trap.
So 9-7, still just those 2 breaks from Chico early in this game. If they can hold the rest of the way, that'll be enough, but I'm sure neither team will be content.
It is a 15, so they don't have that as much to hold as usual. But
yep, lip on the serve, but they'll play it. Good up. Ooh, Chris lips that serve, that hit up, just out of the reach of Skylar. Probably a fortunate lip for them, as Skylar looked to be in position, but that just goes over his outstretched arm. So still staying on serve since those 2 breaks early to get to 3-1. And now it's 8-9, Chris to serve.
Hornacek with the serve.
Good serve.
Challenge.
Skylar's going to bid to get that up. Sean goes for the lefty and just gets it through Chris. I think he got a shoulder on it, but it went away. It didn't come back at all. So no chance for Dylan to make a play.
Not that good of a lefty hit, but it'll do. It's
yeah.
enough to
again, you see Skylar diving to make the play. Yeah. He looks slow, but not as slow as he looked early in the game. So maybe he's past the worst of this injury. And he's going to be able to play through it.
He's not playing like he's
faking the drop and catches the near net. Ooh, great pull from Dylan. Hitting it into open space. No chance for Chico. Just a perfect set and a perfect read for him to open up and pull it up all the way.
Absolutely.
So again, yeah, another chance for Dylan to serve. See if he can get that cut going. You see him trying to rub a little bit of sand off the ball. Let him grip it a little bit better. Trying to spot the line marker now. I think they've agreed on where 6 feet should be. So Dylan's ready to serve.
See if 9-10. Put it on.
Ooh, good cut. Sean's able to make a set. Skylar gets it on, but a great up from Dylan. Wow. Sean with a great set to put Skylar in his right hand. Skylar hits that near net, so it just rockets off, but Dylan gets a good touch right to Chris, who's on the other side and 10 feet off.
And you see there that 1-2-3, and Fogarty is able to finish, and that's what they've been missing so far, although they were able to pull out game 1.
Yeah. And that's the first break in about 18 points, so momentum all of a sudden swings right back to Vengeance. Sean gets that up, but a little bit of trouble. Ooh! But a great set from Skylar allows him to just go with the lefty drop away from trouble. So 11-10. Now, again, game to 15, so only 4 points left if you're playing well here as Chico, but they're going to need at least 1 break along the way to get that 2-point lead that they need to win.
Gets another chance, though. Yeah, we'll see what they can do. Challenging enough. They definitely have had the mental advantage in this game. I think Vengeance has been a little frustrated with their play and with Chico's touches.
Tough up from Dylan. He misses the hit, just whiffs that.
Oh,
rough break for Chico. Dylan gets the up into Sean. It was probably playable for Chris, so no real argument, but a bummer that both teams kind of missed hits there.
Yep.
And so 11-10, reset to first serve. Still a chance for for Chico to break, but not going to be better than what they just had there with an easy up.
And that's what's huge there is that going into Sean Boyer, it's a mistake that not necessarily he could have avoided, but like that's a break that they almost had. It was almost guaranteed.
Yeah, good serve from Chris, but good up from Skylar. He'll push
hit.
That through, and an easy hole. Chris looking for the high five and doesn't get it.
And Chris was right there, ready for it, and then Skylar just chose the direction and slid it right past him.
One thing I might say is to Chico's disadvantage right now is Sean has probably been the stronger server today, and of the Vengeance players, Chris is probably the easier one to break.
Absolutely.
But Sean right now serving to Dylan. Chris is receiving from Skylar, making it a little bit harder for Chico to get this break that they need to again take a winning lead in this game.
And I think Origin's chances kind of live and die with how well Dylan's serving. If he's not putting him on, it hurts them. Although Hornacek can push some breaks with his strong serve.
Ooh, that's a cut, but I would have called pocket. Great set from Skylar, so they don't care. And Sean crow hops and just pushes that right through.
Fantastic
a great
play.
hit and a great set from Skylar.
And it's that second touch, they're able to get such great control on the ball and put it right where the other team or the other teammate is able to put it away.
Yeah. So here we go. Sean serving to Dylan. Another chance to get that meaningful break that they need to take the lead for the win. Ooh. A good set from Chris, and Dylan's able to push that right through the defense. So again, not really challenging Dylan here. I think one thing that you know is that Vengeance, they're known for holding. They're known for getting those 1, 2, 3 holds. Yep. If anything's going to challenge them, it's usually serves. And Chico doesn't have the serves. They're relying again on that body defense. It's definitely not impossible to come back and get these breaks against Vengeance, but they're going to need to really get in the right position and get those great ups.
And I still think Chico has a little bit of a mental hold over Vengeance, and I think Vengeance has a lot to prove, but they're probably a little bit nervous because they've had flashes of this before.
Yeah, but Vengeance is anything but a confidence problem. Chris Hornacek, known for always picking himself higher than most people will.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to be the best, you got to think you're the best.
That's true. And I don't think confidence is the problem, and I think it's a subconscious thing where he's confident and knows, but something inside just, it feels. It's been there before.
Pocket on the serve from Fogarty. So we'll go second serve. Oh, ball on there.
That ball off the court.
That off. So 14 second serve, Fogarty opting for the ball that he just hit with, even though he hit a pocket. Who knows what's wrong with that?
He's hit some aces with it.
Another pocket. Not him. It was the ball.
Not this
telling
time.
You.
Should have switched out. All right.
So Sean going to serve.
A break.
Again, just one break here will close out game 2 in favor
Absolutely.
of Chico. Good serve, but better up by Dylan. Gonna push that. Oh no, it just turns and cranks that. So low, so hard, nothing Sean can do. You saw Dylan opened up his hits, so Sean gets across from him, looking to block off that push shot. But the last second, Dylan closes up that arm, pulls it away from him, so no chance for Sean to do anything with that hit.
And Fogarty's hard hits have been tough for Chico to play defense against all day.
Yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. Skylar hitting that ball hard, you know he's going all out when he's hitting like that. It doesn't look that hard, especially compared to hitters like Chris and Dylan. But Skylar is known for doing the cheeky things when he can and hitting hard only as a last resort.
Bowls with the serve.
Short.
Goes for a little drop.
Ooh.
Easily put away.
I think, is that rim? Yeah.
Oh, hit
yeah.
Right.
Wait, what's it called? Ooh. Carry called on the first touch. You don't see that often. Wow. So, rare carry on a first touch here. Chris just not getting to that drop in time, lifts it up. And so that's going to be the point for Chico and the game.
Wow. So
game 1 went 18-16 for Vengeance. Game 2 goes 17-15 for Chico. For all those 21 believers out there, you might have a case.
Yep, and we'll see what happens here in game 3.
I think
if this game, they won't necessarily be satisfied if they were to lose in the next round, but I think they'd feel pretty good about their day.
Yeah.
If they came away with a win on Vengeance.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's clear that they're not the team that they once were, but
alternatively, that might be the problem. The problem might be the team that they once were, but the game has changed so much.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. But
So
I
we
think
see
also
they don't have the strongest serves. They're getting some great defensive touches and sometimes putting pressure on, but they're not doing the rundowns, which honestly against a team like Vengeance probably isn't the right way to play them. So I have no problem with them opting for the body defense. Problem is they don't have the serves to generate some of those tough touches or even easy breaks that other teams will.
Absolutely. And I would be actually pretty interested to watch them play, if it happened to watch them play Chico Showalter and see how their type of
I think they'd
defense
get smoked, but yeah.
plays their type of offense. I think the issue would be their serve returns. I think they would get aced more than they could handle. I'd be interested to see their defense against their offense.
Yeah, what they really need is play Chico Showalter on a wet day.
That would be something.
We saw last week in Boston, no credit taken away from Anchored, but Chiswick Showalter's serves are not what they often are.
That makes a lot of sense. And I believe even when Chiswick Showalter lost Anchored last year, obviously they lost him this year, but when they lost a tournament to them 2 years ago.
Can we get? We'll try to get an update for you from around the tournament. Ben, can you tell us what's going on in other matches or anything? Never mind.
Yeah, that's more what we meant, not just look around
Real
and try to
quick, Ben.
guess.
Yeah. And all we can see from here is some of the advanced play, but even there, I'm not sure exactly who's still in and who's playing Consolation. Looks like Seth Showalter and Andrew Schock are still playing against John Brum and Zeke Friedman. That might be a semifinal. I also see Zach Vance and David Gonzalez playing against Corey Ish and
Looks
Chris
like
Rossi. Oh, we don't have the observer. Ben.
It's like they're
So
getting
we're
game 3
just-
started.
Moxie won. It's Ogres Heroes. Go me. So Moxie won the winners finals against Ogres. I won the bet. Go team.
Great to hear that. Big Moxie fan right here.
Yeah, and I'm just a fan of money. So game 3, Chico to serve first. Still a game to 15. Winner advances to play. I don't know, probably like Schweppes or something.
I got no signal. We're trying our best.
So
Yeah.
we're not even on right now?
The
So
video's cut off. You might be seeing our lovely faces, or you might be seeing nothing. Either way, we apologize.
can they hear us though?
The game is not started yet, but it looks like we're
Oh,
about
they
to.
can hear us.
We'll go radio commentary until we're ready to go.
Okay.
They still haven't started yet. They're trying to replace some of these 6-foot markers. I keep saying it. I don't know why they're not listening to me. Maybe because I'm not saying it loud enough. Just dig them deeper, guys.
Oh, we got
Dig 'em
video.
deeper
We got
into the
video
sand.
up again. Welcome
Yeah,
back
we
to
got-
beautiful, slightly sunny Chicago.
They could hear us the
But
whole
they
time.
couldn't see it.
You say slightly sunny. I say mostly not cloudy.
Same thing, almost. Slightly different. I think.
Logan, what are you doing tonight?
What am I doing today?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to get ice cream?
From what's it called?
The ice cream creamery?
I do like ice cream.
I like ice cream.
My wife will want ice cream. She loves ice cream.
She loves ice cream?
She loves ice cream more than
Savannah
me.
and I should be friends.
More often than not, she's like, "Hey Logan, want to get ice cream?" I'm like, not really, but if you get it, I'll eat it.
She sounds like a good wife.
Game 3. She
Point
is.
go on from Skylar. Oh, body up, but it goes straight away from Sean. No chance to play. So right away, we see them doing that same defense. Just opting for the body defense. Skylar likes to go almost totally standing up, arms outstretched against Chris. Gets a little bit lower for Dylan, which makes sense because Chris keeps his hits high, whereas Dylan gets those hits low.
A little lip there.
Pocket on the serve. So Dylan will go second serve, still to Sean.
Ezra, I will say I'm a fan of Game 3s, and Game 3s are fun. Excited to see what happens here.
Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're not. Rim there.
And double fault from Dylan Fogarty, and the serve will go back to Chico Spikes.
Yeah, Winging It and Twins look like they just finished. Hard to tell. Looks like Winging It might have won.
And Chico Spikes, originally named for Chico, California, where the two both went to school at. Now, currently, they reside in San Francisco and Denver, Colorado. Great body defense by Skylar Bowles. We saw that just a few plays ago, but bounces off a little too hard, and Boyer doesn't even have a shot at that one.
Yeah, so I would say not great body defense. I'd say okay at best.
I would say it's great body defense, just a better hit.
I mean, is it great body defense if you don't get the up?
I think body defense is a lot about positioning, because you can put your body in position. There's not always an opportunity for the great up.
I don't know. Good up on the serve return, and Skylar just doing that push drop. He's happy with that. I can not be. It's cheeky. It's great. No chance for the dig. This is the high five opportunity from his partner, though, so maybe a little bit too happy.
2-2.
Stepping out for the flango. Good set from Chris.
Great
Ooh,
body
Sean with a
D.
good up. Skylar sets him towards the net, and
he
Sean
hit it
hammers
high.
that home. A break for Chico. We're not rooting from the commentator booth. We're just excited.
Our voices are raised because that's our job.
Yeah, I mean, I could want either of these teams to win. One of their names just happens to start with C, and the other one starts with O.
Skylar Bowles with the serve. No spin on that one.
Just hitting it on.
Oh.
And Dylan doing that thing he does, hitting that push right through the defense.
And I will note that the position that Boyer was in on that body defense was similar to the position that Skylar Bowles has been on, although Boyer got the bounce there.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, but sounds good. Fault called on the serve from the observer. Toss was in.
Fortunately,
Goes second serve.
hit the net well. And he tries to go for the drop.
Goes for the drop, but doesn't get it on the net.
Bowles collapses.
Yeah, Bulls goes straight to the ground to try to receive that. So Boyer to serve. Coming right over the top of it. Ooh, Chris with a tough touch.
Oh, fault though.
Fall's called. It looked like Chris knew it was a fault even before he received it. He was rocking in. Didn't get much of that at all, and it wasn't that tough a serve to receive. So it was a lucky break or a strategic break. Goes in the favor of vengeance.
One of those where he's looking for the end zone before.
Ooh, okay.
Chris
Chris opting
new
for the
hit
backhand.
Chris.
I've seen him whiff a lot of those. It's good to see him get it on for once.
I think he realizes he needs some more dynamic play in his skill set.
Well, in that case, like the ball is a little bit low. It's
Yeah.
away from his hand. It's hard for him to get around that and pull that, or even push that the way he does with the big ready swing. Oh, Skyler doing a bad thing, hitting on 2 and right into
Not
the
a
rim.
great decision.
No reason for that. That set was up. He had ample time to set Sean. He's frustrated with himself, but let's see if they can rebound. Free break for Vengeance.
And that's
there.
one of those plays that they used to love to make, catch people off guard with those on twos. But he's just not. He's not practiced enough at this point.
He's not
to
probably,
make
and
that
there's no
good.
need for it, right?
Absolutely
Like, he's
not.
got one. The hit was open if you passed that back to Sean for the pull, so that Vengeance hadn't rotated around. 2, everyone's hitting so well that if you get a set over the net, you're going to be able to put it away. Doesn't matter who's playing defense. Ooh, that said, bad set from Vengeance, but a
Oh.
worse hit from Sean. And so just wasting a break opportunity. Hate to see that. Sean got a good up off that drop. No real trouble with it. Skyler set maybe a little bit low, and instead of hammering it home, Sean just pulls it lightly into Chris's body for an easy up for Vengeance.
And you'll
So-
see that a lot of times when people are playing body defense, they just try to tap it into their body because they're not ready for it. But Hornacek got that one up.
Yeah, got a good up off of it. Got the setback and kills it. So, break opportunity wasted for Chico. See if they can come right back. Down now 6-5. Rim from Fogarty. One thing that you can't hate if you're Chico is all these missed serves from Dylan. Especially if Dylan's able to take off, it's going to be tough for them to keep up. We've seen from Dylan a lot this season is inconsistency from the serving line. Sometimes he'll be on. Most of the time, I hate to say it, but he's off. Ooh, but his hits are fire. That doesn't come above 6 inches off the net the whole time it's traveling, and it rockets off the net.
He's hitting really well.
Almost no chance to dig those.
All right, Chris Hornacek with the serve. Going for a step forward power serve.
Just coming.
And he
Oh,
tries to drop it.
gotcha! It's like
He
he
caught
knew
me.
you were saying it. Goes for the drop. He does that swing with his right arm and then taps it on. Tries to poke it on with his left.
And yesterday in practice, he hit 3 of those and got him pretty clear. And on his fake, the drop serve, hitting it downward and getting some power on that so it would drop quickly.
Yeah, you saw there. Chris just able to outpull Sean. Goes through the, 3-hole between his arm and his leg. Sean was cheating in a little bit, trying to cut off that more push angle, and just not in front of that hit. Don't swap in balls.
He has a certain liking to that ball.
Yeah. So 8-7. See if he can get a big serve here and put Sean out of position. Ooh.
Pocket,
He does
they
just
play
that,
it.
but they'll play it.
Wow!
Sean playing the pocket. It's a decent set from Skyler, but a little bit quick. Instead of just opting for the pull, Sean hits it between his legs from behind. Can't argue with the result, though. A clean hit past the defense, and that's a hold.
A flashy hit to show off against the defense.
Yeah, nothing to get in the opponent's head like going for a silly shot when you don't need to at all.
And wow, and Chico gets that break.
Yeah,
Double
Dylan
touches.
whiffing and just lands on the net twice.
Looks like that the between the leg shot back between the legs
Really
was
got in
still
their heads,
Bert's
yeah.
mind.
So got the 1-break lead. Let's see if they can get another to get that winning advantage that they need in this series.
Oh.
Skyler jumping in front, and it ricochets off his body, but away.
And
Got
that's
a crowd cheering out here for Vengeance.
I think
Hometown
right.
crowd.
This
They're in
is
their
the
hometown of Chicago.
of origin.
Worth noting is that the last time Vengeance played at the Chicago Grand Slam was in 2016. They exited in the round of 16, so they've already guaranteed themselves a top 6 finish, which is an improvement on that.
And you've seen that hit multiple times. Fogarty is coming in kind of that middle position. Boyer reads that and just skies it right over him.
Yeah, so one thing you haven't seen from Vengeance that you might often see from teams playing against Chico is they're not backing up to try to run down some of those high hits. Chico loves the high hits, especially once they see the defense is in. So you can't have it both ways. Right? If you're back, Chico's going to try to do craftier things and drop it in front of you. But at no point during the series has Vengeance started around the 6 to 8 foot line and started to take off right when they see the hits coming. That looked like a pocket from here for sure.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter. Observer calls faults on the reach. So it'll be a second serve no matter what. I don't see why they're so excited. It looked like a clear side
It was
pocket.
definitely a clear
like
side pocket
100%
after that.
side pocket. It's silly that they're upset about the toss call.
I'm pretty sure I saw those people over there on the beach call pocket.
Yeah, I heard them call pocket, and they were upset that Vengeance was cheering. Good serve.
That looked good.
Wow, what an on. Won't matter, because this is round net, and you put away the easy balls.
And he finished.
Yeah.
He finished. That's good.
Yeah. So
Loud
Vengeance
cheers
gets
from
the lead
crowd.
back. The crowd is pumped. Or at
Let's-
least the part of the crowd that's cheering for Vengeance is pumped.
Let's go, signature phrase of Chris Hornacek.
Yeah, it's a great thing to yell. I'll give him that. So 11-10. Fogarty serving to Sean.
Fogarty not happy about that original reach call and makes up for it.
Yeah,
Good serve.
writing a serve that wasn't a pocket. Oh, okay. Again, that's one of those plays where right now I do think not everyone, most people agree that that is a pocket. I'd still say it's up for debate whether that should be a pocket.
I
Ooh.
mostly agree with that. Nice simple hit
Great
by
set
Boyer.
from Skylar, and Sean's able to just push that drop just outside Fogarty. So 11-11, advantage still with Origin, but if Chico Spikes can get a break here, they might be able to ride that wave and take this series.
11 all, game at 15, no cap, so
Not sure. Okay, they're on board that it is Sean's
a
serve.
dab from the observer.
Yeah, that's unusual and unprofessional.
Yeah, so true. Simple serve, 1, 2, 3,
Ooh.
and nice pull from Fogarty.
That was one where it actually looked like Chico was in a pretty good spot, but then Dylan does what he often doesn't do and pulls it just past them. It's tough. When Dylan's over the net, it's really hard to break him because his hits are so clean and he has so many choices that he can go with.
Really good control over where the ball goes.
And so, like we've said many times, the key to get hitters to be not on the net is to have good serves that challenge them, force that second set to be tougher. And Chico just doesn't have that. It's not in their game plan.
Exactly, but it's been working for him so far.
Ooh,
Fault
fault's
there.
called.
And it can be noted, too, that when there is a fault on the first serve, it does get in a server's head, because then they're worried about not only getting the ball in the net in a way to challenge the defense, but also not to do it while faulting.
Yep. Oh. Hits rim on that second serve. So, not at the 12s. Another tight game. We went into extras in the first two. We might be on track to do that again here. Sean with a chance to break Chris.
Spin, goes for the flango,
off
misses
to the
badly.
flango. Yeah, he had a rough step there. Leads to a rough toss, which leads to a rough hit. So 13-12. Dylan, a break here could end this. Won't quite end the series, but will put them in a winning position.
And he hits rim.
And a rim is not the way to do it. So 13-13. Sean now serving. Another chance for Chico to get a break. They're really going to need to challenge Dylan because when those sets are over the net, they're not touching his hits at all.
And he hits rim.
And Sean knows it, going for a little bit more that time and just hits rim. So match point now for Chris Hornacek of Origin Vengeance. Serving to Skylar Bulls. If he can get a little bit trouble, again, a little bit of a trouble on this first touch, they've got a chance to get this game. Ooh, good serve. Sean sets him high.
Nice.
And Vengeance doesn't see the set, doesn't rotate at all. I think that was unusual. The set was high and off to one side a little bit,
It looked
and
like
Skylar was able to hit without anybody there for the defense.
It looked like Hornacek got caught behind Boyer, and that's why he wasn't in position. I think right now they're debating hinder or not.
We're trying to call a hinder. I didn't see it. It didn't look like he was moving in time to me, but honestly, I wasn't looking
He
for
did
it.
get caught by Boyer. It didn't seem like he could get to the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's what the observer just decided. Sean was still hitting the ball, or setting the ball rather, when he was in the way, so not a hinder. Yeah, and so again,
And it looks like
Chris hitting that to his strong side in the defense is just not able to get there in time, so no real trouble for him to just hammer that
it
home.
looked like they couldn't play body defense on that, so they just went for a standard deep defense.
Yeah, they
which
just couldn't get around it.
Isn't very effective against Chris's hit because he jacks it so far.
Yeah, 15-14, another match point. Good
serve.
serve, but good touch. Skylar with a set across.
And
Ooh,
just
Sean, that's
away.
a great hit. So you might not see it as well in the camera angle, but Sean opens up his hits. He steps to the left a little bit, making Dylan leading Dylan to believe that he's going to push that maybe or hit that near where Dylan is. Instead, the last second, what Sean does is pull that. So even though that hits high and not the cleanest of hits and giving a defense a chance to run down,
Yep.
he's faked out the defense, pushed them off to the side, and now they're nowhere near where that hit goes.
And
Pocket on the serve,
Sean Boyer with the serve now.
puts it on. Ooh,
And
good
they
up.
got it.
Oh.
Bulls with the dive, but not as good of a touch on his diving sets as before, but it's hard to complain when you're diving to set it.
Yeah. Great up by Sean, but just too far away from the net for Skylar to get a good set back to him. So again, match point for Vengeance here.
And he hits
That's
rim.
Yeah. So that's 3 match point opportunities. Haven't been able to convert on them. I think that was the first one they missed the serve though. So Chico now with a chance to take the lead. 16-16.
16 all.
Swapping balls with the observer.
Skylar Bulls with the
They're
serve.
going to have to rotate early if they want to get in position to get the body up off Chris.
No spin on this
Fakes
one.
the drop.
Interesting. Oh, fault.
Fault called. So we'll go second serve here.
he
Goes for
drops
the
it.
easy drop. They didn't rotate early enough.
Oh!
But Sean never. I'll take that back. Sean gets there just in time, gets a good up, but it just goes straight up and down. not high enough and not close enough to the net for Skylar to get him a set.
That was a beautiful body touch by Sean.
So it does feel like, oh, good serve, but good up from Sean.
Good set.
Set
Oh.
just over the outstretched arm of Hornacek. I was gonna say it does feel like Chico's running out of time. They're not getting as much pressure as Vengeance seems to, especially just off serve. So the longer this game goes on, the more I'd say it's going to favor Vengeance. Sean almost looked like he two-stepped that. Good pull from Dylan. Keeps that one high, but it doesn't matter. It rolled up a little bit, but it was way outside the defense's reach.
And I think at this point in the game, Vengeance is more equipped to match their game to Chico's offense at this point than Chico is to match Vengeance's. Although they are getting the bodies, and all it takes is a couple plays, and they can win.
That did not look like a clean serve, but they'll play it. Then no problem.
And they're ready
Hitting it
for
high.
this time.
Chris
Is
is
this the
there.
end?
Hit that on 2. No, okay. Oh!
Interesting. That's where you need a lefty.
Man, yeah. Dylan had everything he could have set him. Ends up setting it just on Chris's left. Chris, instead of going for the left, which he's famously known for being bad at, goes for that big invert. Something that we've seen a lot of success in previous seasons, but he hasn't opted for as much this year. You see him going for those weird backhand flicks that we saw once earlier in the game. Doesn't matter here. In this case, he missed it. Just a huge swing, which you got to go for, because if you hit that on a little bit lighter, Chico maybe gets a defensive touch.
And that's just not a wise decision because of how much you have to move your
ripping that
body
up,
and
too.
your feet to even hit that ball.
Yeah. I mean, you could blame Dylan. If Dylan sits up to the other side of the net, game over, match over, easy.
That's fair, but also when you're on the move right there, tracking down a long ball like that, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Either way, Vengeance still in the driver's seat. 19-18 here in Game 3. Again, Game's 15, so any 2-point lead will end the series.
And rim.
Rim there. So we go 9-9. 19s with Boyer to serve.
Almost a
It's been a while without a break. I think the last break was probably around 10-10.
Absolutely.
Sorry, 10-10.
Thank you. Thanks for the correction, Ezra.
Yeah. It's important now that we're out here in the Midwest, we talk like we're from the South.
And it looks like Sean is trying to put a little bit more in his serves, and it's been a little bit more inconsistent.
Yeah, he's missing a lot of these, and even when he gets them on like there, wow, no real trouble for Dylan. Who
No body
It's a great
push.
push.
Defense working on Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan's footwork is beautiful. He opens up everything on that shot, and at the last second is able to decide that he's going to push that just outside Sean Boyer's body. Hard to do it better.
Hornacek tuning in, getting ready to put his signature hard serve on.
2019 match point. Good up
serve.
from Skylar. Ooh!
Oh,
looked like the sun was in his eyes there. Sean looked like he lost the ball.
And
And
Chico,
it leads to a bad set. This guy's not able to get on. And so that's the end of the series. A missed set from Boyer.
Wow.
Skylar's not able to get on the net, and Vengeance takes it in 3. I think we got what we wanted. We got a close series, some good plays, some missed opportunities, mostly on Vengeance's side even.
Absolutely.
Some early ones from Chico's side, but a good match. Chico's showing that they still have what you need to compete, at least with like a top 10 team in this age.
And the irony is that Sean never missed Boyer, and Chico lose with Sean missing a set.
Missing is a hit. I mean, he missed.
Yeah, I know, but it's still never miss. I count that for sets too, because Sean was always known for being a great setter,
Yeah.
and that was not the best set.
I think you saw it looked like the sun got in his eyes. He
Yeah.
just lost it at the wrong time. Which is a bummer. It happens to everyone. You got to play through the sun, play through the conditions.
And they played well. I was pleasantly surprised and loved their body defense, how well it worked against some strong hitters.
Yeah, I think Chico showed that playing 2016 round net can only get you so far, but that so far might have been a little bit further than people thought.
Exactly.
I think they dropped in 3 games to 7-1-7, and then in 3 games to Origin Vengeance. Both respectable teams. If you ask me, my take is everyone's not that good, so it's not that surprising that Chico is
You're a
able
tough
to compete with
critic,
teams.
Ezra. You're a tough critic.
Tough but honest. I mean, look at you and me. We're beating good teams sometimes.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we'll sign off for now. I don't know if anyone's behind the computer
I don't
to
know
sign
how
off
to
for
sign
us,
off.
but
Good
We'll
work.
do
It
our
was a fun
best.
match to watch.
so just to recap, that's Origin Vengeance. What's that? Cinching a top 4 finish here at the Grand Slam. We'll have to get back to you with who's on the other side of the losers bracket. But Chiswick Showalter is waiting in Grand Finals, and 717 is waiting in the losers finals.
It's true. And I mean, do we have any more topics to talk about until Mike turns off the stream?
No, I mean, we don't really have much to talk about.
Spikers on his feet subpar.
Of course they did.
Oh, good for them.
Sweats right now. Winner plays OB.
So, if you heard that just now, Spikers Anonymous beat Subpar in the losers bracket. So they're now playing Schweppes. The winner will go on to face Origin Vengeance, who we just saw win here. The winner of that will then in turn play 717, and the winner of that will then play Chiswick Showalter in the grand finals.
I could be wrong, but I believe Subpar sent Spikers Anonymous to the losers bracket.
Yeah, no, I think you are wrong.
Okay. Then who did it?
Yeah, I think we're good
We're
to
ready to
wrap.
wrap up. Yeah,
we'll
it's
come
just-
back
I
with
mean,
the
this is
next
a
match
Christmas
and
present
hopefully
as far
just
as
a
I'm
few.
concerned.
Yeah, we're already eating.
Yeah. Sponsored by nobody.